debit account or by redeeming a subscription you've purchased, allowing access to premium content. You can deposit funds into their Inmate debit account on the Securus app or purchase a subscription at www.securustablet.com. To accept charges, press 1. To refuse charges, thank you for using Securus. Please start conversation now. Howdy ho.
Oh, happy Fuck the Cops Day.
Well, thank you.
Hang on a sec. Hang on.
On a Saturday.
I'm trying to set up my speaker here. There we go. Are we good now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Sort of. It's just not great, but it was better than last time.
Well, yeah, I was directly talking last time. This time I got you over my Bluetooth speaker, even though it's not going to bring it that much louder. But it's good quality for it. So, all right, you are basically on the air, buddy.
Oh, are we live?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, happy Fuck the Cops Day, everyone.
Yeah, I hope they can hear it well. Guys, give me a 1 if you can hear it well.
1. You need to press 1 on the phone? Is that what you need? I can.
No, talking to them. I'm hoping they can hear it well. So, some are having a little bit of issue. Yeah, it's not that close to it.
So what's this rumor that I hear that I had some charges dismissed?
Okay, I'm putting you right next to the thing. Hopefully it'll pick it up even better now. All right.
I heard a rumor that I might have had some charges dismissed.
Yeah, according to Abity and Otto saying the federal court dismissed Rockwell bullshit charges.
That's interesting because they went to the grand jury and got an indictment for that.
Yeah. So they're saying much better now that I put the speaker right next to the phone. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I'm just plugging away. I took a few days off. You know, I can only write so much, so I kind of spent a few days working on trying to build a slide rule out of paper.
Right.
And I've made a lot of progress. Learned a lot about slide rules. I really didn't sink into me that we went to the moon with slide rules. Like the handheld calculator did not exist yet, right? And so literally when you watch footage of the Launch Command Center, everybody has their slide rules out, and the Apollo astronauts each had pocket slide rules in their uniforms.
So they're all geeks.
I know. And so now I'm learning, and now I'm understanding these functions a lot more. And I don't have my slide rule working yet, but I'm working on getting it just right and figuring out how to make it out of paper so that it doesn't just come apart. You know, that's interesting in and of itself, but I'm actually using a human hair for the hairline. That's a big deal.
Okay.
So each iteration of my measurement tools, they get more and more precise, right? So I use the tool to make the next tool, and then it gets more precise, and I'm at the point where I'm pretty much at the limit of the width of the pen.
Right.
So,
right.
But, I grew up in a generation with calculators, so we really don't understand these math functions. We just punch the numbers in and get an answer, and it's like, wow, you can actually do some complicated math with some very basic tools.
Yep, that you can.
So I took a few days off from legal stuff because I just, I had to take a break from it, and this all started because I was doing my death plot, my COVID-19 death plot, So I have a folder with a giant viron drawn on it. I made a text centering tool that works across an arc. So I have 9 letters COVID-19, the little viron. And I was like, well, my death plot's going to have to be at a logarithmic scale. So I had to make my own logarithmic paper, and that's gotten better and better.
Yep. All right, some recent news around town, for instance. I covered the other night, they turned the National Western Stock Show complex into the homeless shelter.
The homeless shelter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they got about 600, 700 people in there.
Good gravy.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, I saw Mayor Handjob on the news talking about how he's helping the homeless. Well, we all know that he's simply Tammy Doer's puppet. Tammy Dorr, of course, is the president, CEO of the Denver Downtown Business Partnership, the $50 billion a year business conglomerate that paid to put Michael Handjob in office, and got the urban camping ban so that they could get rid of the homeless blight. So I'm not sure that I believe Mayor Handjob when he talks about all the things they're doing for the homeless. He's doing what he has to do to maintain the manufactured consent and no more.
Well, the thing is like what I've been covering is the fact that, they're pushing everybody out of the jails so that they get rid of all the people all bunched together. But then when it came to the homeless, instead of keeping them all separated, they put them all in one big place. That
they've even spread us out in here. I don't know how many there are left in here, but there's probably 30 of us, maybe.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. I haven't actually counted it. And then they moved our beds around a little bit to space us apart.
Yeah.
I mean, the beds are still in the same place. They just reassigned bunks. They moved me from a middle bunk to a bunk. Why, I don't know. I don't think that really spaced anything out. It didn't change anything. I'm still right under the camera. By the way, if you did a public records request, I'm on a 5A.
Yeah. What's the nearest inmate to you then?
Bunk number 39. Huh?
What's the nearest inmate to you then when you're sleeping? How many feet away?
I've got so I'm in a cave with all veterans. So there's 10 bunks in there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, I need
there were 6 of us. One guy just went out to quarantine today.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I just needed a guesstimate for how many feet.
I've got one guy on the way.
There's
a guy right behind me, literally right behind me.
Yeah.
So 0 feet.
0 feet?
0 feet, yeah.
Oh boy.
Maybe half of a foot, maybe.
Oh.
There's a wall of paperwork that separates us.
Yeah. A wall of paperwork, okay. All right. So yeah, that sounds about like the same for the homeless shelter now is 0 feet. I mean, they had this nice video for Channel 7 showing with the drone showing like 6 feet almost between them, and I suspected that they were gonna bring that down for how many feet between them real quick. Sure enough, the day that they opened it up, they wouldn't let us in. But we talked to a guy that was in there and left the place because of it. And another guy we met up with today, he's our inside man now. And
nice.
he showed me some video today, so I got it on my stream, and it's like, you barely have enough room to stand up between the bunks right now, he said.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely not any better than it was out on the street, is it?
Yeah, it's worse, because he said it was worse than 48th Avenue shelter or something. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I left there. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you either for leaving there.
48th, is that the one out on Smith Road?
You have 1 minute left.
Oh, shucks, that went fast.
Yeah, I must be low on money on my funds. So.
I can call you right back.
Well, I have to put some more money on my.
Well, I can call you directly. Somebody was generous and put some money on my phone this week, so I'll call you right back.
Okay. So, but yeah, so there's been some news around town, and other people are covering shelters that they're putting up around the country, like Carolina, Fort Worth. She was down there trying to get footage inside of that facility, and of course they won't let her in.
Would they?
Yeah, they wouldn't let her in. So there's a lot of things, but
has anybody been arrested as media yet?
Yes.
For being outside?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, there has been.
I'm encouraging people to sign affidavits that they would like to go to Gunnison, Colorado. Gunnison has now banned anybody that doesn't live in Gunnison. That's a clear 14th Amendment violation. So if you wanted to go cover
Thank you for using
Gunnison, you can file an affidavit.
Yeah. Yep, Gunnison. Good old Gunnison. All right, he's going to call us back. So, I just got a stringer, guys. That's what a stringer sounds like. If you hadn't heard that before, that's when I get a fresh stringer. But he's going to call us back. Early Sunday snow requests. Doing 10 hours and 4 minutes. Police shoot snow in Castle Rock, Littleton, Lakewood, downtown Denver, Union Station, Thornton, Greeley, Brighton, Cherry Creek, notable and distinguishable areas in the metro. Snow should start around 4 a.m. We are hopeful, blah, blah, blah.
There's a free call from
Eric Brandt.
an inmate at Jefferson County Sheriff Detention. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
Tablets are available for your loved one to take educational courses, search for jobs, and more. They can get a personal tablet by using funds from their inmate debit account or by redeeming a subscription you've purchased, allowing access to premium content. You can deposit.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
I was pushing
Greetings. Happy Fuck the Cops Day.
Greetings. Happy Fuck the Cops Day. So, yeah, I was pushing 1 through the thing and it just kept playing. I'm like, come on, I'm pushing 1. Didn't want me to get to the call. Right between the call, I got a stringer pop up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Just for the snow coming in. So I can barely hear you now.
I said,
Yeah. So
make sure everybody is safe tomorrow, right? Plenty of distancing.
well, yeah, last week's went well, so this week should go well as well. And there has been some people arrested for journalism, and of course it was total BS. So I don't have the full list of people arrested for it. Let me see here. Let me see here.
Somebody told AKA told me the other day that they offered Otto a deal on his Collin County case, and I hope he didn't take it. I want everybody to know that by offering him a deal in Collin County that takes care of the Rockwell County case, they didn't do that because they thought they had a bad case necessarily.
Yeah.
In Collin County. I assure you that they did that to trick him into taking a deal that would immunize Rockwell County for their bullshit. If he takes a deal that includes a dismissal of the Rockwell County case, he must make sure that that dismissal is that it's filed because there's no reasonable likelihood of conviction at trial and not as part of a plea deal.
Yeah.
So they know that that case is bullshit, and they know that he's going to sue him for it, and they know that it ruined that family for many, 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 many months to come yet.
Yeah.
They know it, and they know that it's going to cost them their county. They know it's going to cost them dearly, and they would sure love to trick him into giving up all of his rights, and that's exactly what that would do.
Yeah. So, all right, people arrested. Let's see here. SGV got arrested. Chuck Bronson got arrested. COPS got arrested. Who else? They were giving me a list of them all. I remember, well, Chuck got a ticket. They want to know if the staff has PPE, the personal protection. They're wearing masks.
Some of them carry it around.
They carry it around?
Staff,
Do they actually wear it,
medical
though?
staff usually does it. It's my understanding that David Lane is trying to file a class action lawsuit against the facility. If you guys can look into that and see what's going on with that, I've heard rumors of it. Because inmates in here are complaining about them not having proper equipment.
Right.
None of the inmates that I'm aware of have any masks. There's definitely COVID in the facility. I don't believe that they've confirmed it, and I think that they're choosing not to confirm it so that they can have plausible deniability.
Well, yeah, that's just like the shelter I was telling you about. It's like they're trying to push everybody out of the jails, but then they're pushing them all into this single building, all in one room. And it's like, what the hell are they doing? And it's like, well, in a jail, you could sue them for it because you don't have any choice of being there. But in the shelter, it's voluntary up until the point where they get a positive case and close the doors and they can't leave. You know what I mean?
Well, they can do that.
So...
That they can't do. Yeah, this will be very interesting. But yeah, it'd be nice if somebody can figure out what's going on with the David Lane question here at the jail. I'd like to know more about that.
So, but you're saying that they're carrying the protection around with them, but not using it?
Some of the deputies have a mask on their belt. Some of them don't.
But they're not putting it on.
Medical staff is pretty much universally using a mask.
The medical staff, yeah, but the deputies are not putting them on?
I have not yet seen a deputy with a mask on.
Wow. Because they were asking for...
with what I would consider classic symptoms.
They were asking for people to donate masks and everything to them, to the first responders and everything, so that they all had masks. And Johnny just did a story on it too today about them having the masks that, they said they won't help people, right? But then they wanted them for their medical and their, first responders and everything, the police. And the police have them, but they weren't using them.
Wearing a mask.
Yeah, they weren't using them. And they're, people that were ordering...
I guess they are on 7, which is where they have them quarantined. So Jefferson County lost a bunch of money, and they had to shut down a whole section of the jail.
Right.
Just some of the union where everybody pounds on the windows and everything.
Right.
So they shut that down. That's why that's been so quiet over there.
Uh-huh.
That right now they're using that as the convalescent ward.
Uh-huh.
And I guess that all the staff on that ward are wearing PPE.
Huh. Interesting. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of stories out there that people are covering that, you can't order the stuff online because they canceled it so that the government can have all these masks. And then they have them, and then they're not using them. And now they're telling everybody to go out that you should have a mask.
Listen, if anybody needs any wake-up call on just how fragile our precious little democracy is, let's take a look at a few of the world events.
Yeah.
Hungary declared their president emperor.
Heh.
Of course, they didn't use the term emperor. They just gave him unfettered power, which is the same thing without the title.
Yeah.
Also, Hungary made it a 2-year felony to spread misinformation about COVID.
Yeah.
For this reason, I would like everybody to send personal invitations to President Trump to go to Hungary.
All right, so I just asked.
Other news, of course.
Unsub Press wants to know if you saw their letter.
I've not received a letter from Unsub Press.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, I got a letter from Unsub Press like a month ago.
A month ago, okay.
Yeah. I have not received any mail for 4 days straight, which is unusual. Usually I have a handful of mail every night. I've received nothing for 4 straight days.
Right.
I know that Marita Gladson had, she's been labeling her letters, COVID-1, COVID-2, COVID-3. Well, I'm missing numbers there. For example, I've never seen COVID-1.
Right.
And, that woman is damn hysterical. I'm just saying, that woman is fucking funny.
Are you reading your e-messages? Lacey R wants to know if you're reading your e-messages.
Oh, I'll go check my e-messages. Let me tell you about e-messages.
They suck,
Twice
right?
a minute, the screen pops up and says, "Are you sure you want to continue?" If you're typing when that screen pops up, everything that you were just typing goes away. So you get little 30-second spots. It's not exactly 30 seconds. It's actually 2 of them per minute approximately. And, yeah, it's incredibly, absolutely, horribly, insanely cumbersome to read a message. So I know you guys get like 3,000 characters. It takes me at least 10 minutes to read an e-message. And responding to one is I'll get thrown at the hole if I keep trying to do that, because I'll eventually get it. And it's insanely irritating. Yeah. But I'll go check my e-messages.
Friends in Code says they have money on their phone for you to call.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I need Friends in Code also to coordinate with my lawyer, Matt Kellen, so that because I need to actually speak with him. He's going to be doing some investigative work for him, and I need to do that with an attorney-client privilege communication.
Right. And I mentioned that Big Shitty was wanting to know about if you'd gotten his letter or anything, but according to him, he's trying to, trace it, and they say it hasn't even reached you yet. And he paid for a two-day delivery. I did get some stuff from him about a week ago. I called him the next day after I got it. So the documents that I received from Big Shitty are the documents that I called him about the next morning, which was last Saturday or Sunday. Okay. So, yeah, I think that has to do with the post office more than anything else for that. Okay.
But yeah, if you wanted to see what a day in the life of Eric Brandt is, there's a bubble camera in the middle of the room that captures the whole room. I'm on pod 5A. It should be a public record.
Okay.
You should be able to obtain that through a criminal justice record request.
Yeah.
And you'll see that I've commandeered an entire table and I have paperwork strewn across.
So you're the one that they record the most, then, huh? Somebody says
I have heard from our insiders that it's a good thing that I'm in this jail and not Denver jail. It's my understanding that there was a little plan for me over there.
Really?
And so by not being in the Denver jail, I have saved myself a lot of grief. There's a reason why I selected this jail. One, people are totally willing to share their woes with me, right? And I would say this jail and the Elbert County Jail are the two best jails in the region.
Yeah.
This is a facility that I have the highest degree of trust in and feel the safest in. I think I might feel more comfortable in the Elbert County Jail. Understand, Elbert County Jail only has 40 inmates max.
Yeah.
I would definitely be gaining weight over there because they've got great food. But no, this jail is safe. It's very open. There are very few blind spots. There's great visibility. My rack, if you've seen the video visits, you can actually see my bunk right from the video visit machine, which is completely on the other side of the room. That tells you how wide open the spaces are here.
Right.
I'm in the right location if I'm going to be in custody.
Yeah. Yep.
And I will certainly be here. Oh, I had court for the Judge McGinn case. I've seen Jefferson County case the other day. It was all done by video. So they provided a telephone. I communicated with my lawyer by the phone, and then when we were ready, then he was in the courtroom and he went to the main microphone.
Okay.
They went on the record.
So they are moving some things along.
What?
They are moving some things along then.
Very, very slowly. So we entered a not guilty plea on that case. Now, keep in mind that this case is the case that the Veterans Court has expressed. If the judges and the different jurisdictions will sign on together, then they're interested in putting me through law school through the Veterans Court program.
Right.
And so my lawyer on the Denver case, the Judge Rudolph case, she's very excited about the case. She wants to go to trial on that one. She's listened to the detective. This is the same detective that had basically been involved in almost all of our cases for the last year in Denver. His name is Brian Marshall.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor. Hold off on that, please. Yeah. Thank you. It does, yeah. So they're just trying to kill me with the germ killers, you know.
Yeah.
But that Brian Marshall, when I was in custody in Denver, he came down. I wasn't even processed into booking yet, and wanted to interview me. And every time I talked to her, she's just more excited about the case. She said, that was a fantastic interview. She said, I would never recommend it. I'm like, speak to the police. She says, but you just irritated the shit out of me.
Yeah.
He was trying to get me to admit that I had done something wrong. And, what was your intention? And I said, well, I'm seeking redress, of course. And he wanted, what did you mean? What was your intention when you said that? And I said, well, have you seen any of my videos? Mr. Brandt, unfortunately, I have to watch all of your videos. I said, oh.
Yeah, that's nice. He has to watch every one of them.
I said, so you've watched all of my videos? He goes, yes, Mr. Brandt, unfortunately, I have. I said, oh. Well, apparently you didn't pay attention. You're just going to have to go back and watch them all again.
You should have asked him.
With Fox 30. What?
You should have asked him, how does that feel that Denver's paying you while they watch them for all the ad revenue?
Oh, I know. Also, remember that every time you guys send a letter to me, that shit gets sent to the district attorney's office. It gets sent to my lawyer. And every step along the way,
you have 1 minute left.
The state pays a pretty good penny for every letter that comes in. I'm estimating probably somewhere between $15 and $30 per letter.
You're getting a lot of letters, though. So
I haven't gotten a single piece of mail in 4 days, as a matter of fact.
Right.
But anyway, so Cassandra, she's actually, because we're talking about this global disposition with Veterans Court, and she's actually mad. She does not want me to take the deal. She says, they don't have this. They absolutely don't have it. And I agree with her. They don't have it.
Hold on. We have very little time, and somebody's saying pay attention to somebody's, I think Liberty has something to say.
I'll call you right back.
Okay, it says, tell Eric that I've been asking Burton for his paperwork, no answer.
Okay. Ask Abity if it's true that my federal case was dismissed.
Well, he's the one that put the video out on it the other day. And he's like, anybody that talks to Eric...
You can print it out and mail it to
Goodbye.
So, all right, he's gone. So he'll probably call back. Yeah, well, that's what I just mentioned, Liberty. So he was... I'm sure he'll call back since we're doing this. But, I did tell him the first phone call I had with him that you guys didn't get to hear. He does. He knows about it, but there's nothing confirming it yet. He does know it. Let's see here. The hell's all that? Okay. So he'll probably call back again. But I need to get some more money on my Securus account too. Yeah.
There's a free call from
Eric Brandt.
an inmate at Jefferson County Sheriff Detention. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
Tablets are available for your loved one to take.
To accept this free call, press 1. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Greetings. Happy Fuck the Cops Day. At least it let me get through it let me get through the thing quicker this time.
You can just press the buttons. You don't have to listen to that shit. You can just press 1.
Yeah, I had to press it like 5 times.
If you go onto Pacer, you should be able to look up that federal case, and it should have copies of all the motions,
right,
and all the orders. So if somebody would be so kind as to print that off and send it to me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I'm not getting all my mail, and I don't think it's this facility.
No, well, it's hard to say. Like I said, Big Shitty had sent you something, and it's supposed to be 2 days, and hasn't gotten there yet. So.
Okay, well, I got his stuff from last week, and I don't know how many days that was. It's been off and on. I've seen things come like 10 days later. I know for a fact that, because some people have started to put numbers on their thing, so you should do that, number 1, number 2, number 3, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm missing numbers.
Right. Liberty says, I am setting up a pool to be able to get a brother printer so that I may roll around with it and print paperwork for Eric anywhere.
Do what?
He's saying he's setting up a pool to be able to get a brother printer so that he can roll around with it and print paperwork for you anywhere.
Oh, because my printer's probably too big to go in his van, huh?
Probably.
The disk drive needs to go to Friends in Code ASAP.
They're all listening.
You could let Abity know that.
They're listening.
Yeah. Okay, because so I do know from my lawyer that he has communicated with him, and so I just need to. I can't discuss the specific details of the work, but let's get those drives to him as soon as possible, please.
Right.
And then work with my lawyer on that. So I was telling you about Cassandra. Cassandra is really upset about this Judge Rudolph case. She does not want me to take a deal on it. So you know what? I've told people forever. Some people are adamantly against taking deals, and you've not heard me say that you should never take a deal. And the reason why I don't say that is because I'm far too practical, and I'm a scientist. I like to look at the data. I like to make decisions on data.
Right.
And if they will do a global disposition, through the Veterans Court here in Jefferson County that clears all those cases off and gives me an opportunity to get $250,000 worth of legal education.
Yeah.
Through the VA.
Right.
I would pretty much admit to murders that I never committed just to get that.
Yeah. All right. One other question for you.
You got to evaluate. What's that?
Another question for you. Diana said, I sent the Oxford Dictionary, and it says it has been delivered, but she has not found out if you got it. Oxford Dictionary.
So I received 2 Oxford dictionaries, and I know that one of them came from Diana, and I know that one of them came from Renee.
Okay.
Cindy Renee. And so my cellmate, my fellow Navy buddy that had the Oxford Dictionary that I got that number off of, he got out. He was released. The very next day, I got the Oxford in from one of those 2, and then the very next day, I got the other one in. So I gifted the second Oxford Dictionary to one of my fellow inmates that I know is getting good use out of it. He and I sit up there next to each other upstairs in the old visitation cubicles and and sit there pounding out paperwork all day long. So he's my partner in time, if you will.
Right.
So, and I see he's making good use of his dictionary as well. That's the book that I use that book even more than the Black's Law Dictionary. By the way, I don't know who sent me the Black's Law Dictionary. Thank you very much, whoever that was. So even though I got 2 copies, I thank you guys, and I did make sure that I shared the wealth with somebody that I know would appreciate it.
Right.
I've asked for a French dictionary. I haven't seen one of those yet.
Yeah.
If somebody would be kind. And a book on how to make a clock would be nice too. I'm trying to make my clock out of paper. It would be nice to have maybe some knowledge on that.
Okay. You were saying about putting money on somebody's phone account?
Oh, yeah. So I have. If you talk to Tracy Jones, she's my mitigation specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I met with her, I gave her what I had done already on the Not Now Maybe Later lawsuit. And we're working on that. If you pull the camera from tonight, you'll see orange folders all over the tables. Those are mine. And that's this case. But I'm doing a lawsuit for him. If you guys have listened to some of the other podcasts that I've done with Abity, my handwriting is atrocious. It's horrible. And it's improved a lot, and I cheated and made some tools to help me do that. But Mr. Kahn, K-O-H-N, Christopher Kahn, Christopher James Kahn, this kid prints at a 10-point font. I swear to God, it's fantastic. And he's able to translate my gibberese into something actually amenable to the real world. I've been putting a lot of effort into the case, into the language of the case, into some of the establishment of the essential elements, and I've been doing that based off of partial jury instructions that I obtained from the Third Circuit. I want it to be usable for people that are in similar situations to be able to file actions. We need to get much more diligent about filing these. And if somebody were to have a heart, Mr. Kahn has nobody out there, and he would very much appreciate any donations that people might make to his books. He's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Zombie says hi.
And,
Zombie Enforcement Bureau.
Again?
Zombie Enforcement Bureau says hi.
Oh, hello, Zombie Enforcement Bureau. Hi, guys. Let's see. So I was talking about this deal about how angry Cassandra is that I'm willing to take a deal on the Judge Rudolph case. First of all, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I believe that Mark Burton is intending to sue Andre Rudolph.
Oh, they want you to spell the name again to the other inmate.
Oh, it's the last name is Kahn, K-O-H-N.
K-O-H-N.
His ID number, his inmate ID number is P as in Papa, 011 27257.
Okay.
He spends a lot of time on the phone. He's calling a veteran that he met in here, who's one of my cellmates, and that's pretty much his only outlet to the world. So I know that he would appreciate phone time, and I know that he would appreciate commentary.
Okay.
He's a good kid. Of course, anymore, everybody's a kid to me, right? If you're 35 years old, you're a kid to me. You're a kid. You're a kid. You're a kid. 42, you're a kid. Boy, let me tell you, there's a lot of people in here that have been fucked up by Westminster. Fucked up.
By Westminster?
Completely. Oh my God, Westminster! You guys have been telling me for years how bad Westminster is. It's bad, 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 bad.
Right.
That's the only good thing I can say about Regan Benson, well, besides the fact that she has fabulous nails. You spend $400 a week on nails. You should expect that. But at least she's keeping the Westminster question alive.
Right.
And yeah, as morbid and inappropriate as it may sound, there's always a little hope in my heart. But never mind.
Yeah.
I have a list of people that I'd like people to breathe on. If never mind.
All right. There's another question here.
Hello. How are you? Do I smell sick to you?
Unsub Press is doing an article on you, and they want me to ask about being released in his underwear, what he thought of the judge who advised him not to go home. So he's trying to fill in some gaps on his article.
Digging?
They wanted to know about you being released in your underwear. So,
oh, that was my very first arrest. That was Greeley, Colorado.
Right, yeah. They'd asked me about it. Anyways, they wanted to know your thought of the judge who advised him not to go home. Advised you not to go home.
So her name is Michelle Mayer. She was a fairly new judge at the time. I have since found out that she was a fairly powerful prosecuting attorney for that area. What do I think of that judge? I've actually seen that judge. That was the judge that was handling, if you guys remember, God, her name's escaping me now. Who's that girl that Regan was helping from Morgan County?
I don't remember it myself either.
Oh, her name is on the tip of my tongue and it's not coming off. If you guys could see my tongue, you might have to pull the video today. It's right there. You can see it if you zoom in. What's her name? I got to see that judge again in action over her cases a few times. And
Sarah?
I have every indication. Sarah Pasco, thank you. I have every indication to believe that she's a legitimately genuine person and a good judge. My thoughts on that, I mean, she saved my life.
Right.
She saved my life. And that was a pretty interesting time. I got to say, it was kind of just like surreal to me to have these people giving documentation on domestic violence. I mean, when I look back on the situation, it's very clear to me that I was a victim of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And it's equally clear to me that I was oblivious to it.
Yeah.
And it was just like this just brick wall that hits you, and you're like, oh my God, I'm the battered spouse.
Yeah.
And to learn what I learned as the Alice Maloney process moved forward, to learn what I learned over time. I mean, when I found out that she'd had a tubal ligation 3 years before she met me, I can tell you that when someone tries to explain to you what it's like to be raped, imagine being raped for 4 years.
Well,
she knew that she couldn't get pregnant, and she faked that. She targeted me, knowing what my feelings were. And so my feelings for Alice were genuine, for what that's worth.
Yeah.
And hers were definitely not. And that's hard to deal with that. It's a struggle to deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michelle Mayer, she saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a very considerate, very thoughtful woman, and I think that she's probably one of the good judges out there. And it's important for us to point out, like I'm no longer drinking the Kool-Aid, right? Like I can never ever get arrested again in my life. I don't even think my psyche could handle it. So that's why I'm really kind of excited about the prospect of going to law school on the government's dime. There's no reason why I shouldn't become even more jaded at the system percent.
Right.
But by sending me to law school, they might unshade me a little bit, right? Don't worry, I'm never actually going to turn completely to the other side.
They're back to the inmate's name real quick. Christopher James Conn? Or James?
Christopher James Conn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
K-O-H-N. K-O-H-N. It's a really unusual name.
Yeah, okay. They have it. Go ahead.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. I know he will be ecstatic. He'll be so fucking excited. And he really does bang it out. Let me tell you, he's banging it out faster than I can see it time.
Yep.
And you get it. Ask Abity if he's got an email from Tracy Jones yet, because I sent a bunch of it out with her the last time I talked to her about a week ago.
Okay.
She's going to scan it and email it. That's this kid's handwriting. It's really, really good.
Right. So
really good. And then I should have
Liberty,
the
have you heard that?
package ready. Yeah, I should have the complete Andrew Brame, not now, maybe later, suit ready to go. I'm hoping that it's good enough that after he does a legitimate due diligence review with his attorney, they should be able to just file it.
You have 1 minute left.
And that would be great. It has to be filed here. And as this COVID shit settles out, I believe that I may have a couple of attorneys here in Colorado that might be willing to pick that case up before him once he files it. So,
right.
Do you want me to call back?
That's entirely up to you. That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I can call back one more time.
Okay. I got her everything Tracy needed minutes after she asked, is what Liberty Freak just said.
He said what?
I got her everything Tracy needed minutes after she asked, is what Liberty just said.
No, she should have sent him an email with the components of the not now maybe later lawsuit that I have already written.
All right. Well, I don't know.
So he might need to prod her for that.
Okay.
By the way, she did fantastic work. I'll call you right back.
Okay.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
All right, he'll call back again one more time. So, Cameras of Mass Destruction says Eric should be expecting a letter from him. I'll see if I can squeeze that in there. So, Liberty, did you catch that? What was said? So you didn't get an email? Is that what you're saying, Liberty? You didn't get an email?
This is a free call from
Eric Brandt.
an inmate at Jefferson County Sheriff Detention. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
Tablets are available free
To accept this free call, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know how many cops it takes to screw in a light bulb?
I didn't think they did that.
Only 2, but you've got to wonder how they got in there.
Yeah.
So again, I keep digressing, but with Cassandra.
Liberty said he did not get an email.
Okay, email her and ask her about that, please. By the way, Tracy Jones is a forensic social worker, so she's technically a social worker, but she works for private attorneys. Apparently, they have different forensic social workers for the public defender's office, and they can't cross the streams without a complete particle reversal.
Right.
So, okay, not everybody out there is actually young enough, old enough to understand that reference, but that's okay.
Yep.
But she did a fantastic investigation. She even spoke with people that I worked with at the Stanley Hotel in the late 80s.
Wow.
Totally dedicated to to the cause, and that is important. We were talking about this Cassandra McKenzie, who's representing me on the Judge Rudolph case.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I tell people about taking a plea deal. That's what I want to make sure I talk about. Plea bargains might be the right thing to do. If I take the plea deal in the Delmonico case, for example, it will go on the record that it is an Alford plea. Alford plea. That means that you're stating for the record that you don't believe that you're guilty. A judge is not allowed to take a guilty plea from a person that doesn't believe that they're guilty. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that's actually the law.
Right.
And,
yeah, I'm aware of what that is, but I don't know that all the viewers know that.
Yeah, so in the case of an Alford plea, you're stating to the court that you don't believe that you're guilty, but you're taking the deal because you need to mitigate risk. So in other words, it's similar to a no contest question.
Yeah.
And you might find that that's the right thing to do. And so what I do tell people is don't take a plea deal until you've examined your discovery and reviewed it with at least 2 attorneys. One thing, not every attorney has the same opinion. I have disagreements with my own attorneys. I have disagreements with Mark Bolton. We have disagreements on things about the cases, and we discuss it, and ultimately the lawyer is the one that's representing, and he ultimately makes the decision. But I'll tell you that the good lawyers do carefully listen to their client and work with their client.
There's a lot of people screaming on here, no plea deal, but they don't understand what's at risk. When if you don't take a plea deal, how finicky it can be in front of a jury, and that risk mitigation.
Convicted of preventing, exactly, for mitigation. And that's what Tracy's job is as a forensic social worker, by the way, is to write a report to help mitigate a sentence or a circumstance.
Right.
And she did a fantastic job, by the way. You should always push for that. Why did we do that? Because of the prospect of possibly having a conviction in the Delmonico case.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing. It's a violent charge. It's a charge against a police officer. It has mandatory minimum prison sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so
that's
if I make a
for an
deal
example.
on that case, then it's not mandatory.
Yeah. For an example here, the jury convicting you on the flashlight case. It's like they shouldn't have convicted you on that. So that's a perfect example.
Even worse than that. By the way, that prostituting attorney, he stood right there in that jury, and he pointed right at me with blood in his face and called me a despicable man.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, is illegal for him to do that. So many appealable questions on that case. By the way, on that one, I saw the judge the other day, not with that attorney, but with the other attorney, Judge Munch, and he did tell me that when we do finally go to sentencing on that case, because we were supposed to do that a month ago, that he will be entering the sentence nunc pro tunc.
Which means?
He said, you know what that means, Mr. Brand? I said, yes, it means now for then. Which means that the sentence will begin back at the original date.
Right.
And then the jail gets that information that's when the sentence began, and so the jail can calculate any good time that I might be eligible for based on that original date rather than the date that the sentence actually entered.
Right.
That's a very important phrase to learn, by the way, nunc pro tunc. And judges have the absolute jurisdiction to do anything nunc pro tunc. He could enter it nunc pro tunc to 1971 if he wanted to.
Yeah.
I should ask him for that.
Yeah.
But no, once you evaluated the evidence the state has against you, and you've considered it with a couple of attorneys, more than one, because they all have the same opinion on things, at that point, you can make an informed decision about how to proceed on your case. Maybe you can legitimately admit fault on something. I have done that before.
Yeah.
I said, I am willing to admit fault up to this point.
Right.
I think that I can admit fault to that point, but I don't think that I could admit fault up to this point. And so, I've been able to, with good conscience, take a plea deal on a case.
Yeah. You weigh the risks.
Yeah. You remember that in order to administer justice, the defendant is supposed to feel that they have justice as well. And it is not necessarily wrong for a person to admit fault if there is some fault that they could admit to. You can't expect to hold the system accountable, but not yourself.
Right.
So there are levels at which I do think that plea bargaining is an appropriate thing. I do believe that we do way too much of it.
Yeah.
I do absolutely believe we do way too much of it.
But you're not doing it out of pressure, just to, because they're holding you in jail. Is like, Mexican Padilla, where they kept him in jail for 8 months before he took a plea deal because they weren't putting him in front of the judge for anything to even, have anything considered.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not a big fan of going to court or going to trial pro se either. I have done it. My success rate pro se has not been any better or any worse than doing it with a lawyer.
Right.
I can tell you that the three new cases that I have in Denver involving Brett Garignani and Quick Draw Chavez, I am probably going to go pro se on those.
Mm-hmm.
At the minimum, I may use an attorney. Mark Burton can't do at least one of those because he's actually a witness. But he has expressed interest in others. And I've discussed it with Mark. If he does enter for that, then it's likely that by the time I come to trial, I'll fire him and do the trial myself. And I've done that before, too.
Yeah.
In fact, I've fired lawyers that then sat there as advisory counsel with me through the trial. So there's always lots of options, and you have to weigh your risks.
Right.
You have to weigh your risks.
So we want to know.
Is very fickle.
We also want to know if they're feeling sorry yet for keeping you in because you keep pounding out lawsuits against them because you have nothing but time in the world right now to do that.
Well, they certainly should feel sorry. They certainly should be thinking about that. But unfortunately, with all the courts shut down, not only does that give me more time here because I'm not on risk every day like I was before to work on stuff, and of course, having Mr. Khan available to help me out is a great benefit. But that means that also the federal courts are delayed on these things too. So it's not likely that they're receiving their service yet. So that'll be a little bit delayed. But people should be calling the Denver City Attorney's Office to demand justice. Certainly, they should be asking, do you really want to prosecute Eric Branson-Mouth, or do you think there's real crime out there? And people should be telling them that putting me in the box was the worst thing they could have done for themselves, because now real life is way too busy for me to focus on litigation.
Yeah.
So I'm really quite taking advantage of this opportunity. It's not good for them. Yeah, sure, I'm going to get the electric chair, but at least I'll buy a millionaire.
Yeah. Yep. You'll have the most money on your books than any other inmate in there.
No, I'm pretty sure that Martha Stewart had more money on her books.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, there's a few other ones. Yep. But keep pounding out them civil suits on them.
I will. If people keep me fed in here and keep my typewriter fed, then it'll be a lot easier. But I'm stacking them up. I need police reports. You guys need to send me your police reports for me to work on them.
Yeah. So that's on Liberty there for all that.
Transcripts of the videos.
Liberty's supposed to get all that.
Because I can't see the video out here. So if I have the transcript, then that's pretty good.
Right. So, anything else we got going there?
Not that I can think of. Thanks for putting the word out there.
Cameras of Mass Destruction says about they're sending a letter to you.
Do what?
Cameras of Mass Destruction, I believe their name was saying something about sending a letter to you.
I've not received a letter from Cameras of Mass Destruction, no.
Yeah. Tony Sweet says, I hope Eric writes a book one day.
That's funny because Tracy Jones has done so much research for this mitigation report that I told her that I'd give her first right to the book. But I do intend to be writing a book. I've already titled it, Those 8 Letters by That Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you guys know which 8 letters I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Your whole channel was named after that, so I think they know.
Oh yeah. Hey, somebody said Craigslist. The last letter I got from Craigslist said something about my channel not being available. Is that just because I'm not broadcasting, or is it actually shut down?
I think the guys have it locked down at this point so that they couldn't get any more letters as ammunition against you.
Okay. But also, Deborah Takakara, Fox 31 News. I know. Fox 31 and news in the same sentence is totally oxymoronic. But that notwithstanding, she came to the jail to do an interview with me.
Really?
About the Judge Rudolph situation. Yeah. And the one here in Jefferson County at the time, too. So they had a cop standing right there recording the whole thing. My lawyer had that recording. To my knowledge, Deborah Takahara never published the news story, so maybe you guys should ping her and ask her about it.
Yeah.
I know that my lawyer is subpoenaing her original footage.
Wow.
But yeah, I'd like to, if that's been done, any news articles that have been done on me, if those can be printed out and mailed to me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
I'd appreciate it.
Well, I don't know who would handle that.
Anybody at random. It does. If I get the same article 14 times, it's okay. Remember, they had to pay $15 to process it. No big deal.
So anybody in the audience can do that.
Yeah, and any time that I have ever sung bad boy, or bad girl, I need every instance of that I've ever done.
Well, that would only have somebody that has access to the videos that can do that.
And also any instance of my advocating for the random you-know-what.
Yes. Yep.
I have never got my copy of the Inmate Handbook. They want to charge me $13 for it. They consider it a criminal justice record. It is not.
Wow.
I haven't pursued the question because, quite frankly, these guys haven't given me any reason to rock the boat. So I think at this point, if somebody else on the outside would rock the boat, I'd appreciate it.
Wendy G says your channel is up and running.
Okay.
And
Thanks,
it is
Wendy
active.
G. Yay.
You have 1 minute left.
Please be safe tomorrow, you guys. I've got to get my shit put away here before lockdown 11, and boy, I'd sure like to know what's going on with my federal cases. If people can print that shit out from Pacer and send that to me, that would be great too.
Yeah, I don't even have a Pacer account. I've been wanting to look up Argenbright's sentence too.
Oh yeah. What happened with Argenbright? Send me Argenbright news too.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything because I don't have a Pacer account. So
I've been trying to figure out if somebody could figure out how to get a newspaper subscription in here. There is no newspaper in here. None.
Yeah, there might be a reason for that.
Well, I don't think that they can deny that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's something I guess we'll have to question them about.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody.
Thank you for calling. I'll get some more.
Secure it.
I'll get some more money on my account. Okay, guys. I know you're delayed a little bit on the thing. So, matter of fact, let me do that now. But he's not going to call back because he's got to do his stuff for it. My account password. Oh, that was wrong. All right, let's try that again. Let's try that one. All right, we're in. So I'll get some more money onto it. Yeah, I got 10 cents on it. So I need to put some more funds on mine for insufficient funds. Man, oh wait a minute. Add funds. There we go. There we go. Next. And we're gonna put on these transaction fees on these things keep going up too every time. I think it's like, wow. All right, we'll do that there. Fund now. Submit. All right, I got Securus, more money on my Securus for him to call me for next time, so that he isn't using all of his money. So he did a few of his, and he did what I had available on mine. They're saying the Eric Brandt show is unavailable. Oh, well, we'll see on that too. So, but he needs money on his phone account too, besides, you know, that, because he did several of those calls on his dime. Thank you, Jeff Tiz, for all of your super chats. Hello, Lulus, de Colorado. So we got Swamp Fox News. Swamp Fox News gave me 5. Thank you for that. Sweetie Sugar, Wendy G gave me $2.99. Jeff Tiz donated $2 multiple times. We did, and Wendy G also gave multiple times. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So we got 2. How many was that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, $12 from Jeff Tiz. Thank you for that. Go back to live chat. So money on his books and money on James Christopher Cahn's, his typewriter, would be appreciated. So you guys heard it all. Stream will, you know, be up, of course. I don't delete my streams normally, so you'll be able to re-listen to it for any information that he was saying in there that you didn't catch the first time. Sorry I didn't get everybody's questions in, but when Eric's talking, everybody wants to listen and, you know, not interrupt him type thing. So, but yeah, it is windy up here, by the way. The snow is supposed to start sometime before 4 a.m. I think it was. That's what I was telling you about the stringer that popped up, was to get the snow. So it's due in 9 hours and 11 minutes, and they want to have it for their morning show. The snow should start about 4 a.m. So this wind blowing in is from the storm blowing in, which means it's going to hit up here in Brighton before it hits down there in Denver. Yeah, no problem, Swedish Sugar, Wendy G. So, but let's see here. The letter was sent on 3/20, oh, the letter. There's not much I can say about that. I can't always remember to bring up which ones he's gotten and it's not gotten for letters. But numbering them helps if you're sending multiple letters to him, so he knows if some of the letters didn't make it to him. Like he said, he didn't get number 1 of somebody's letter, but he got number 2, 3, 4, 5. So it lets him know that there's missing mail when you number them like that. So I don't know, well, there isn't any questions that I can answer probably, because we've already, he's already out the line now, so I can't ask him any more questions, and I don't know much more than what you've already heard. Oh yeah, he's in really good spirits, especially when I told him that we heard that the charges were dismissed for one of the cases there. And if it's the federal one, of course, that's a big deal right there. So, real big deal. Because that's one that they're holding him in on. As for when he's eligible to get out, it's January, February, March, April, May 20th is the earliest date he can get out at this point. But they still haven't gone through sentencing on the other ones. So, at this point, May 20th, which is just next month. So, he has what, 40 days before he's eligible, but that's just on the one. How much time is he facing? I think he was facing up to 6 months or something on the flashlight one. It wasn't that bad on the flashlight one. It was like, up to 6 months. He had 2 charges he was found guilty with, but I think they can only convict him on one of them because they were so similar. Can the public message him on the jail messenger? Yes, they can, Soccer Mom. Anybody can message him on the Securus. They're Securus messages. He says they're a real pain to use, though. And when he's typing things out on it, it loses everything he's typing if he doesn't type it fast enough, type thing. So it's a real pain in the butt for him to use it, apparently. Well, Lady Zaga, it's the hold ones that is the worry, and if that one's dismissed, and the plea bargain one he's talking about is the $100,000 one, so that'll make a huge difference if he takes a plea on that and takes a misdemeanor on it, and that $100,000 bond one goes off of there. Then he's only stuck with the $35,000 one and a $50,000 one, which he can get taken care of pretty soon too, I imagine. Especially when the courts, he doesn't like to use the e-messenger. Don't do it. Yeah, Lady Zaga. If you're going to send him an e-message, make it a short message, like give him your phone number to call or something, and tell him you have funds on your Securus for him to call you. That would be the most beneficial message than anything else. If you sent him your phone number and tell him you have funds on a Securus account for him to call you, he's more likely to call you that way, because he'd have your number at that point. So, what was that about Securus? It is awful and best to write it out first and paste in at Securus. Okay. So yeah, short messages like call me, my phone number, who you are type thing would be best if you're going to use an e-message. Don't make them real long, complicated messages. Say funds are on my account. This is blah, blah, blah. This is my phone number. Please call. So he'll get to it if he can, I'm sure. He doesn't mind spending some time on the phone with people. So yeah, if you want to talk to him, yeah, it's easier to talk to him, but he can't talk to you unless he has your phone number. So the only way you can get your phone number to him would be like an e-message or something like that. And make sure that you have money, make sure you have a Securus account and it's been approved and you got some money on there for him to call you. Even if it's $10 on your Securus account, that should be enough for 2 phone calls right there for $10. So, yeah, don't try to put out a long, complicated message to him like a plea for help or, whatever else on the e-messaging. So, it's up to him if he can get the call out and make sure, that he gets the e-message and all that. But I think it actually tells you if he gets the e-message and it's read, I think, doesn't it? Some people that have e-messaged him could probably tell us about that part of it. So, but we did, and approve means he accepts the caller. Okay. All right, we got some dinging going on here. I should probably turn off my the thing. Oh, that was a donation to me for probably phone calls. Thank you for that PayPal donation. I think that was Brian. Send your number via email. Yeah, that would work best if you want to get a hold of them rather than trying to e-message a long message asking questions. So yeah. Let me see here. Yes, that was Brian Johnson. Thank you for that donation, Brian. So that just covered the money I just put on my Securus. Yep, Securus Online and send your number via email. Yeah, the e-message thing. Email or e-message? Is it the same thing? So as long as you guys have the Securus account, you got to have the Securus account for him to call. So you got to have that account. So make sure you go to Securus and get an account with them. I mean, the account itself doesn't cost anything. It does cost to do a transaction with them, to put money on your thing. Like my $15 that I just threw on mine cost me 18 something. So, and that's well worth it. So a $3 transaction fee gives about 3 phone calls for that amount of money, which isn't too bad. So people been trying to get a hold of them, like Big Shitty, for instance. So if he doesn't have your phone number to call you, that's one way to get the message to him. He does like talking, so that's one way to get the message to him, to get your phone number to him so that he can call you. As long as he knows that there's funds on there, he doesn't have to use his funds that are on his book for calling you. So that makes things easier for him to know that you got a Securus account and can accept that call without him having to pay for it, because he has X amount of calls that he can make from his money on his books. Yep, send him a million letters. That's right. So hopefully I got the main stuff covered when we were talking with him. But I know I didn't get to everybody. I'm sorry about that. But when he's talking, he's talking. He has something to say and everybody listens. So we haven't heard from him for a while. Now we have. Noble, NOBLSHT. That's not something to debate here. That's something to debate on Eric's channel. So, everybody has their opinions, and Eric debates that on his channel. That's not something I'll put on mine, really. I mean, everybody knows that, anybody that's an Eric fan already knows. So we all know who advocates for it. Of course, they might be chilling his speech on that, so he might not even get to advocate for it. I forgot to mention to him the LaSalle cop thing. So that Johnny did a story on that, and he's in jail for singing his bad girl song up on a felony charge, and the cop up in LaSalle says he's gonna shoot a guy to get a paid vacation and isn't up on any charges. I mean, literally said he wants to shoot the guy so he can get a paid vacation. That's LaSalle police for you. 2 years ago, and they're just now getting around to to reviewing the video for it. Yeah, it's taking a long time for my videos to process for some reason. So I don't know why. So it might not be available right away to watch. Because the other night when I did one, it took like 12 hours or some stupid thing for it to process before everything for it was available for me to download my own video to back it up. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I did the 2 videos earlier today, guys. And when I was done with the second one, I looked and it was showing it was still processing the first one. And I got home, it was still processing it. Neither of the videos were shown on my channel yet. So I don't know what the deal is with YouTube with its processing lately. So it might not be available until tomorrow for this video to be processed. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is for it. It might be available without the chat right away, but if you want to watch the chat during it, it'll have to go through the processing. All right. Anything else we got going on, guys? It's Remember Tuesday. Yeah. Yeah. So you may be able, to listen to it now. But you won't be able to download it or anything. Oh, it's because YouTube doesn't have anybody working. That could be why it's taking so long to process. Inmate debit. I'm not sure, Soccer Mom. Lady Zaga, she would know the answer to that one. Is it the inmate debit or how is that handled, Lady Zaga? Do you know? Or anybody else know for that matter? It's available right now if you rewind. Yeah, that's true. So it isn't the debit thing isn't, I don't know how it's handled because I've never sent them money there. But if you're gonna do your Securus account, you sign up for one and you confirm your phone, and then you let me see here. Let me go back into it here. If you're gonna put your own money, it's Advanced Connect is where you want to go to, where it says fund and manage your prepaid calling account to never miss a call. That's where you want to go on your Securus account, so put money on your own account for Securus. You can also do your video visitation things through it. Not inmate debit, no. Wait a minute. Inmate debit is make a deposit to an inmate's prepaid calling account. Okay, well, that sounds about the right section for putting money on his book for him to call other people. But if you want him to call you and you send like an e-message with your phone number, you would tell him that you're putting it on your Securus account for him to call, so it's a free call to him. So you want the Advanced Connect for fund and manage your prepaid calling account to never miss a call. Otherwise, they block your number if you don't have that. And, well, if you send him a message, it's going to cost him his dime to call you if he does, the inmate's prepaid calling account. So he's not likely to use all of his money for that when he's using it for other things too. He's calling lawyers, he's calling like me for you guys to hear him, things like that, because my account ran out of money. So I had enough for 2 calls. He called me. I had a conversation with him and I said, call me back and I'm going to get you on with everybody to listen. And he did that. And then of course he called multiple times on his dime after that. So, but now I got more on my Securus account. He'll know that though, more than likely, that I'll put more on for him to call, for you guys to listen in on it. So I hope that answered your question about that. So inmate debit, puts money on the inmate's prepaid calling account for him making calls out. That isn't going to guarantee that he's going to call you. But if you make your own account and you put on 10 or 15 bucks on your Advanced Connect, he can call you on your dime. He's more likely to do that easier. And that way, you know, well, I can't say for sure that because I'm not Eric, you know, but that's how that works. If you do a video visitation though, of course, you know, you'll get on there with him direct. You can schedule a video visitation with him. So you can talk to him that way too with a video visitation. But you see that we have, yeah, he needs your phone number as well. So you might have to e-message him like that, you know, with the phone number. So if you put on 15 bucks on your account, I don't know how much the e-messaging is. I haven't done an e-message to him. So if you send him an e-message and it takes it off of there, that'll probably leave enough for a few phone calls. You know, if you started with 15 bucks on your own account and you send him an e-message. Does anybody know the cost of the e-message? I gotta wait for an answer on that because there's a delay between me talking and you guys seeing the video. I was like when I was down at the National Western today. I'm looking at my phone and Cut the Plastic was still on his way there on the video, and I look over to my right and they're already parked right there. It was delayed that much, so it's delayed by over a minute. And I'm like, wait a minute. They're here. Can't Zoom call Eric? Yeah. Do you know how much that costs, Lady Saga? For the e-messaging? And I think it's all because it's on your account. When you put money on it, I think it comes out of that too. Oh, that's always a good question. Yeah, Ben, that's a really good question. How you doing, according to Jennifer? I'm doing good. Yeah, they do have a lot of extra charges to do everything. Yeah, the $3 and something odd charge for putting money on your books for them to call you, and but yeah, of course they have extra charges. That's how they make their money. That's how they make up for you remember the old days when they called you collect? Well, they don't call you collect anymore. You got to have their Securus account instead. So that's their funding, how they do that now. Whole thing's a swindle. It's actually getting cold out here. Let's see what the temperature is at. And my temperature gauge said 62 when I started it up, and it's dropping rapidly. Let's see what it's down to now. Hang on here. I was turning it up. So it went from 62 down to 50. It stopped at 50 at the moment. Oh, still dropping. Prison is big business. Yes, it is. Purchase stamps and send e-message photos, paste for incarcerated individual replies, transfer stamps, allows them to connect with you and others. Yeah. So nobody knows the cost of an e-message, I assume. Disguised as, for your safety, we are at your service. Yeah. Yeah, they make the money instead of the phone company. Actually, back in the day, they made the money too, back then. Yeah, pretty much. No bullshit there. I think that's what your name's supposed to spell out, but it's spelled out different, but yeah. 50 cents plus a $3 change for the change or charge for the book of stamps. 40 cents per stamp, but you must buy a book of stamps, and that costs an additional $3. Yeah, we all know how all that works, you know. 50 cents per stamp, but you must buy, yeah, okay, something like that. They find a way to make extra money. I don't know about the monthly convenience charge. I don't think so. I don't think they charge you for your account with them. I think they only charge you when you put money on your account type thing. So I've never seen a monthly charge on it. So you can send multiple messages to Eric with these stamps, is what you're saying? For their e-messaging, which doesn't really take a stamp. Is that how that works? Here, buy a fake stamp so you can e-message him? Because we're pretending to be U.S. mail now? Is that what that is? Is that what that amounts to, guys? Prison PayPal? Yeah. They did it years ago to your landline account? Wow. Who has Eric's inmate's number handy? I don't. Pictures takes extra stamps. This is for e-messaging, right? All these stamps that you're talking about is for e-messaging? Jeff Cohen, United States Postal Service equals one business. You know, electronic mail doesn't take a stamp. That is so messed up. Buy a book of stamps so you can e-message somebody. Alright, there's Eric's number. His inmate number there. Thank you for that, Craigslist. I knew somebody would have it handy. So you got to have his inmate number to send mail to him, to e-message him, to do anything. Basically, you got to have his inmate number on there, I think. So, yep, there you go. Yep, that's with his inmate number on there. Yep, got to have that on there. The feds charge $2 for one ramen noodle. Wow. What were they in the stores? About a dime? They're probably about 10 cents a package of ramen noodles back then too. Well, I don't know how much they are now. I haven't bought them in years. I remember when they used to be a dime for a package of them at the store. But you're talking way back. What's the current price of ramen noodles in the store? Anybody know? Has anybody bought ramen noodles lately at the store? It's not like it can run to Walmart and price them. They're closed. Yes, soccer mom. It tells you on there that it's blocked because they verify your phone number, and when you put money onto it, they unblock it so that you can be called. So you need a specific amount of money on there. I think over $10 is what you need to start with. So Mr. Noodle. Yeah. So you need like $10 or something on there. You need to be cleared first. It takes a day or so to be cleared, to be verified and everything. I think it goes to your email for your verification or something like that. I forgot how that went. But it's real simple. Put a little bit of money on the books, and they unblock your number. They block it. Okay, you should be good, soccer mom. They'll unblock it when they verify the number, and it should be good. So that was normal, perfectly normal. When I set up mine, it took, I don't know, a day or so before it became an unblocked number, and I had money on the account. So that is normal. And of course, it's normal that it says that they blocked me because I didn't have the funds. That's because he can't call on your dime, so that's how it's blocked. But he can call on his dime. But you know, that's not the ideal way for it. Let's see if I'm still signed into it or not. Let's go back into Advanced Connect. Yeah, see, mine switched from blocked to active because I have money on my account now. So you can also do an auto pay, text pay to ensure you always have funds. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that. But yeah, mine went to active because I have money on it, but it said blocked because I only had a dime on it earlier. So now that there's money on it, it's unblocked. So I hope you guys enjoyed the talk with Eric. I'm glad I didn't go out, because you guys wouldn't have got notification that I went live with it if I went out and it already used up all my notifications. So I'm glad I went back to the house and was there when he called. You're a little triggered. Are you a TI, Brian? What are you triggered about? Is everyone aware that the whole thing is nothing to do with fake bug? Well, it's always debatable, but yeah. It's like there's a lot of people out there with opinions on the whole thing, Brian. So nobody knows the truth yet. Facts, you know, bodies, all that good stuff, things attributed to it. We may never know. It's a new 9/11. So there's going to be conspiracy things going on for years about this. So you may never know the truth. You may know the truth and not know it's the truth. So there's a lot of debating that can happen during that, for all of that. Let's put it that way. So my temperature gauge went to 49 degrees. Let me check what the official temperature is. According to my phone, it said 54 earlier. Now it says it's 45 degrees on my phone. So it says it's 45 degrees right now. Real feel 38. Feels like it's 38 degrees when this wind blew in. This wind wasn't here when I first came here. It was like within a matter of minutes that the wind came in, it started, because I didn't even come out to the car with my other jacket. I just have my flannel shirt on. It was that warm, and then this wind blew in real hard. You guys saw it blowing in. So it's definitely dropped. They're expecting snow Sunday and snow on Monday here. So that's what the forecast is. I don't know the full forecast type thing, but snow, 33 degrees for the high, 17 for the low for up here in Brighton. On Monday, 32 degrees for the high on Monday, 17 for the low. Then it starts warming up again. 40 on Tuesday, 50 on Wednesday. But you're still going to have some nights that it's going to be below freezing. So maybe it's not such a bad thing that they have that shelter open now. It's definitely going to be full. So let's see how much they paid to get the first snow. Oh, 35 bucks. 35 bucks for the first snow. And it's wherever you're at. Yeah, Lacey R. I do plan on going back there. I hope to get a hold of that one guy again and finding if he should be taking more videos. I'll have to wait for my own thing to process to find his name, his full name, so that I can look up his YouTube account and see if he's posting them up there. Then I can link him on my community page. If not, I'll try to find him tomorrow and get with him to show the videos that he's taking in there. So snow's supposed to start at 4 a.m. I'll probably, well, I don't know if I'll be awake or not. I'll probably be asleep. So I'll have to miss out on that stringer. I don't like doing the snow videos anyway, because then you're out there in the weather. Why now would they decide to care and open mass dwellings for the homeless? Well, maybe Denver's doing it because everybody else is doing it, and they think, oh, well, you know, if we get them all into one place, and if they get sick and they die, we can say we tried to help them. Right? You know, they could have done this before all of this happened, and they chose not to. The only reason they're doing it now, well, you know, I think they're motivated to have all these people in one place, crammed into one building. I mean, it's up for you guys to decide that, but yeah, when they got people jammed into their jails, and they says, hey, we need to get everybody out of here. If they get this virus, it's all over with. And then they turn around and say, hey, we got to get all these homeless people into one building. You know, that's the exact opposite of what they're doing with the jails. So they're motivated to get these people sick, I think. That's what their motivation is. If they can get them sick and a bunch of them die, they can say to the world, well, we tried to help them. Oh yeah, there might be federal monies. Well, there's already National Guard involved with it. Come on, guys. Yeah, drunk citizen, but they're not locked up until the point where they have a case of it. You know what I mean? Once they find somebody that's tested positive, they can say, "Oh, you all been exposed. You can't leave." Just like the cruise ships. So then they quarantine them, and then they can't go anywhere. Or are they test subjects? Yeah, there's always questions. You never know what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know, Brian. There's somebody that's got a plan, that's for sure, that they plan to survive it. So McDonald's is doing some good business here. They're open 24 hours over here, and we got plenty of vehicles going in. So everybody wants a midnight snack, I guess. They're spending money. There is an evil agenda. Yeah, there is federal money involved. Lots of money involved. So there's always money involved, guys. I don't think Denver did it all on their own for that. I mean, you got National Guard there, and it's been approved. So I think it had to do with funding. Denver didn't want to foot the bill on it, but the federal government said, yeah, we'll foot the bill on it, and we'll send the National Guard. They do create it from nothing. It's just paper. They make the paper, they make the ink, they make the printing press, and then they charge the people. We printed this money for you here. They don't even tell you how much money they print each year. It's not even our own government that controls how much money is printed per year, by the way. The Federal Reserve, which has nothing to do with the federal government, controls how much money is printed each year. Where it goes, how much goes where. Our own government has no control over it. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that the president could well, I've always heard that it was the governors declaring state of emergencies in disaster areas. I don't ever recall a president doing that. What was that? Jail said woman who delivered the baby. Oh, yeah, Lady Zaga. Yeah. That video has been out for a little while. Yeah. Yeah, the baby that was delivered in the cell with her by herself. Wasn't until the baby was born where the medical staff came in. But yeah, I'm not going to be chasing calls tonight. You're done whining? Okay. There's a lot of shit going on in the world. We all know that. We also know that a lot of the truth isn't out there. There's some truth out there, then there's a lot of truth that isn't out there. Viruses like an altitude sickness? Yeah. Well, that sounds like a 5G thing, because that's what they said 5G does. It makes you feel like you have the flu. That's why there's so many theories on that. is that it's 5G that's making people sick. I mean, they launched 5G in China same time that all this started up. They have a tower across the street from the courthouse. Yeah, well. What tier am I on my battle pass? Cash flow. I think I'm on tier 10 at this point. I haven't been playing a whole lot. I've been going out doing videos. As you guys can see from my channel that I've been out for the past few days. So I haven't been grinding up levels on Modern Warfare. So I think I'm on level 80 on my Modern Warfare, but the battle pass is on 10. So I don't get the battle pass built up as quick as the levels. Probably because I don't play the player versus player as much. Although I do the plunder and stuff, but I don't think that gets it up there as far as, you know, the player versus player. Because I've seen people that weren't 155 be at the top tier of 100 on the battle pass, and it was the exact opposite for me. I was 155 on the level, and my battle pass was still below 100, and it took me a while after that to get that up there. So it depends on which side of it you play. Dinner is ready, got to go. Thank you, Ghost Rider, and good night to everyone. Okay, thank you, Lacey R. Kills patients on ventilators. I don't know. I got to tier 100 on the last season too. It just took longer than it took me to get to the level 155 for the, you know, level of your thing. So not the correct treatment to put people on ventilators. They need oxygen more, a higher level oxygen in the air than what a ventilator would provide. Ventilator just keeps your lungs moving and air going into them, but not a higher concentration of oxygen. When your oxygen level is low, that's when you have the issues. Blood cells can't hold the oxygen. I would assume that it was your lungs with the upper respiratory problems that you're having, that it can't transfer the oxygen to your blood as easy. Yeah, you're not getting enough oxygen. When your lungs aren't fully functioning correctly, you got an upper respiratory infection, and it can't transfer that oxygen to your blood. So therefore, a higher level of oxygen is more beneficial. Yeah, oxygen intake. They want to put you on ventilator, but that's just pumping air through your lungs, which you're already doing, and it wouldn't be as beneficial as putting more oxygen into the lungs for your lungs to absorb into your blood. Maybe a combination of the two. I don't know. I don't know how that works for using the ventilators. I don't think they add additional oxygen. I think it's just regular air that they use for that. That sounds about right, cash flow. Okay, guys, I should probably end the stream. So, I know everybody had some good talks during it. Everybody got to hear Eric, got to hear a lot of good stuff out, from the calls. Go by yourself. Go where, Defend? Did I miss something here? Oh, do you want to get a crab pizza from Big Daddy's and we will tell them we're picking it up for Johnny 5-0? That's funny, Defend. I missed that. Sorry. Yeah, you're gonna have to go there by yourself. I'm sorry. I'm up on the north end of town. I'm not gonna come down there. It's getting cold out, and snow's coming, and yeah. So hide in the back of your throat, and the ventilator just pushes the virus down your lungs. That could be, Lady Zaga. Could very well be. Oh, there'll be snow coming. There'll be snow, supposed to snow by 4 a.m. Yeah, it's spring. So it's going to snow Sunday and Monday here in Denver. I don't think it'll amount to much, to tell you the truth, but it's supposed to snow. It's going to be cold. So beyond that, I don't know. Yeah, it probably won't last long. Brian's ordering pizza. Is it a cold crab pizza, Brian? Why am I in a parking lot is because I have a better signal up here for one. It's like this is my stopping point for a lot of my streams, and I got a shitty signal by the house anyway, so I come up here and I got a signal enough to sustain a stream up here, and then when I'm talking with Eric, we want a good stream so it isn't all bad. Speaking of which, it finally buffered on me. So it buffered on me here just a moment, but it's a better signal here. I could have went closer to the tower, but it functions enough right here. Yeah, the white vehicle's gone. Matter of fact, the vehicles over there by the McDonald's are gone too. The ones that were parked over there by the McDonald's. You guys remember those ones? They're all gone too. All the ones without plates, gone. Yep, Brian. Happy fuck the cops day. So, okay, guys, I'm going to call it for this stream. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the donations. That will definitely help. Phone calls. See if you can help out Eric on his books and his typewriter. James Kahn removes the go-to channel choice under folks' names. Huh. Yep, Craigslist, shit is fucked up and stuff. Well, I'm not going to be out there tonight, James Barnes. I plan on going home. So you got to remember, I woke up like at 3 a.m. last night because I ended up with a long nap. Really long nap. Thought I'd take a short nap before, dinner last night and then going out. And instead I ended up sleeping all the way through it. And then I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, well, there went dinner. So I ate dinner for breakfast, I guess. And then I've been up ever since. Well, I did take a nap again tonight. But, yeah. It's one of them things. It's like, oh, I gotta stop doing that. Yeah, Brian. I hear you. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it's going to be for you. And we will catch you guys later. Thank you guys for joining in. We'll catch you, well, I don't know if I'll be out tomorrow or not. Well, I'm going to try to go, regardless, I'm going to try to go down to the National Western and see if I can't find the videos with the one guy, if he's going to, share them or not. I should have gave him my phone number is what I should have done, but I didn't think about that. So hopefully he'll message in the bottom of the video when it gets processed, and people can subscribe to him. But anyways, yeah, hit the thumbs up, people. Thank you very much. And we will catch you guys later.